I'm so glad you found your way here, right now, somewhere in the world. A dolphin is sleeping with half its brain awake. A flamingo is standing on one leg in dreams, and a bat is hanging upside down in perfect rest. Tonight, you'll discover how 100 different creatures sleep in extraordinary ways. And by the end, you'll understand why sleep connects every living thing on Earth. Welcome to the Sleepy Safari. Wherever you are right now, perhaps thinking of your own pet curled up nearby, or remembering how animals at the zoo seemed so peaceful in their rest. Allow yourself to settle into this gentle curiosity. We'll explore 100 sleepy facts about how animals sleep across the entire animal kingdom. From tiny hummingbirds hovering in dreams, to massive whales rocking in ocean currents, to the quiet breathing of cats who've perfected the art of napping in sunbeams. These quiet explorations of nature's hidden worlds plant seeds of tranquility in searching hearts. Your gentle support helps more nature seekers find their way here and brings us closer to protect this healing ground. One sleepy soul at a time, your presence here nurtures our growing forest of peace. Sink into your favorite resting spot. Allow your muscles to release, each breath growing softer. There's no need to hold on to these animal facts. Just notice that warm, drowsy calm washing over you, like settling into soft forest moss. The earth holding you gently, pulling you towards sleep. Close your eyes and breathe deeply. You're resting where millions of creatures also rest tonight. Let your mind settle with animal wisdom. And now we begin. Dolphins sleep with only half their brain at a time. This ability, called unihemispheric slow-wave sleep, allows one hemisphere to rest while the other stays alert. Research published in 2025 confirmed that dolphins can maintain this split-brain sleep for months without cognitive decline. The awake half keeps the dolphin swimming to the surface for air every few minutes and watches for predators. Every 2 hours, the sides switch, like changing shifts on a never-ending watch. One eye even closes while the other stays open, matching the sleeping side. Scientists at the National Marine Mammal Foundation discovered that mother dolphins and their calves can synchronize which brain hemisphere sleeps, allowing them to stay coordinated while resting. It's as if dolphins have 2 separate switches for consciousness, and they never flip both off at once. Horses sleep standing up, locking their legs so they can doze without falling. This adaptation evolved because horses are prey animals. Lying down makes them vulnerable to predators. Their knees have a special stay apparatus, a system of tendons and ligaments that lock the joints in place with no muscular effort required. A standing horse can sleep lightly, ready to bolt at the first sign of danger. But horses do need to lie down for deep REM sleep, just not for long, maybe 2 to 3 hours total per day, taken in short bursts. A 2024 study from the University of Pisa found that horses denied the ability to lie down for REM sleep showed signs of sleep deprivation within 5 days, becoming irritable and less coordinated. Watch a herd at night. Some stand guard while others rest flat. A rotation of trust and vigilance built on thousands of years of social evolution. Giraffes have one of the strangest sleep patterns in the animal kingdom. They sleep standing up for most of their rest. But when they do lie down, they curl their impossibly long necks back and rest their heads on their own rumps. A position that looks uncomfortable, but allows them to spring up quickly if threatened. Total sleep time for a giraffe, only about 30 to 40 minutes per day, broken into 5-minute naps. With such a massive body and vulnerable position when lying down, giraffes can't afford long periods of unconsciousness. Recent field studies using GPS tracking revealed that wild giraffes rest up to 4.6 hours per day in very safe environments, though most of this is light rest while standing rather than deep sleep. Total actual sleep time remains close to 30 to 40 minutes per day. Each nap is a calculated risk. Evolution shaped their sleep to match their survival needs. Less rest, more alertness, always ready. Birds have evolved an extraordinary solution for sleeping during migration. Many species can sleep while flying, shutting down half their brain at a time just like dolphins do. Frigate birds, which can stay airborne for weeks during ocean crossings, sleep for only about 42 minutes per day during flight, mostly in 10-second bursts. A groundbreaking 2016 study that remained the gold standard until 2024 used miniature brain monitors to prove this. The birds would close one eye, let half their brain sleep, and continue gliding on air currents with the other half awake. When they finally landed, they would sleep for over 12 hours straight to recover. But here's what's fascinating. They seem to function normally on almost no sleep while flying. Recent research suggests birds may have evolved a more efficient form of sleep that allows deeper restoration in shorter periods. Elephants sleep less than almost any other mammal, only about 2 hours per day in the wild. They usually sleep standing up, but for deep REM sleep, they must lie down. Wild elephants studied in Botswana in 2024 sometimes went up to 46 hours without sleep when disturbed by predators or during long migrations to water sources. When they finally did sleep, it was often for just an hour before sunrise, lying on their sides with their trunks curled. Baby elephants sleep much more, up to 12 hours a day. But as they mature, their sleep needs drop significantly. Scientists believe this short sleep duration evolved because elephants need to spend most of their time eating, up to 18 hours a day, to support their massive bodies. Their digestive systems are not very efficient, so they must constantly graze. Sleep becomes a luxury they can barely afford. Sea otters hold hands while they sleep so they don't drift apart. They live in kelp forests along the Pacific coast and sleep floating on their backs on the ocean surface. To stay together, they'll grasp paws with a partner or wrap themselves in kelp like a blanket, anchoring themselves to the swaying forest below. This behavior, called rafting, helps protect them from predators and keeps family groups together. A raft can include anywhere from 2 otters to over 1,000 in Alaska's waters. Mother otters will often sleep with their pups resting on their chests, bobbing gently with the waves. Recent drone footage from 2025 revealed that otters synchronize their breathing patterns while sleeping together, possibly to maintain their raft stability. The image of otters holding hands has become iconic, a reminder that even in sleep, connection matters. Whales and dolphins must consciously decide to breathe. It's not automatic like it is for us. This means they can never fully lose consciousness the way humans do. When we sleep, our brainstem controls our breathing without any thought. But for marine mammals, every breath is a deliberate act. This is why unihemispheric sleep evolved. One half of the brain must always remain awake to remember to surface and breathe. A 2025 study using underwater acoustic monitoring found that sperm whales sleep vertically, hanging motionless in the water column for 10 to 15 minutes at a time. during which they don't breathe at all. They enter these brief, deep sleep phases only a few times per day, spending most of their rest in light sleep near the surface. The total sleep time for most whales is estimated at just 5 to 8% of their day. Imagine living in a state where falling fully asleep means you might never wake up. That's the reality for creatures of the sea. Bats sleep upside down, hanging from their feet in caves, trees, or buildings. This position seems uncomfortable to us, but for bats, it's perfect. Their feet have a special locking mechanism. When they hang, their body weight pulls tendons that automatically clench their toes around the perch. They don't need to use any muscle power to hold on. Gravity does the work. This means they can sleep deeply without falling. Hanging upside down also gives them an advantage for takeoff. Bats have small, weak legs and can't generate enough thrust to launch themselves from the ground. But hanging upside down, they simply let go and drop into flight. Some species of bats sleep up to 20 hours a day, especially during winter when food is scarce. Researchers studying bat colonies in 2024 discovered that bats enter a state called torpor during sleep, lowering their body temperature and metabolism to conserve energy. Essentially, a mini hibernation every day. Cats are masters of sleep, spending 12 to 16 hours a day in various states of rest. But not all of that is deep sleep. Cats alternate between light naps and deep REM sleep throughout the day. During light sleep, which makes up about 75% of their rest, they're still alert enough to spring into action instantly. You can see this when a cat's ears swivel towards sounds, even while its eyes are closed. Deep REM sleep, where cats actually dream, lasts only a few minutes at a time. During REM, you might see their whiskers twitching, paws paddling, or tails flicking as they chase dream mice through imaginary gardens. Studies using EEG monitors show that cats' brain activity during REM sleep closely resembles hunting behavior when awake. A 2025 study confirmed what cat owners have always suspected. Domestic cats adjust their sleep schedules to match their humans, sleeping more at night if their owners do. They're not just independent predators. They're adaptable companions who've learned to share our rhythms. Albatrosses can sleep while flying across oceans, traveling thousands of miles without landing. These massive seabirds spend most of their lives in flight, touching down only to breed. Scientists have observed that wandering albatrosses sleep in flight for brief periods, usually just seconds at a time, by shutting down one hemisphere of their brain while gliding on air currents. Research on related seabirds shows they sleep more during the day than at night, possibly because daytime offers more predictable wind patterns for stable gliding. Total sleep time is minimal, less than an hour per day while flying. When they finally return to land during breeding season, they sleep for much longer periods. Catching up on rest, the ability to sleep while soaring through the sky represents one of evolution's most elegant solutions to the challenge of continuous migration. Walruses can sleep anywhere, on land, on ice, or in the water. When sleeping in water, they inflate pharyngeal pouches in their throats, like built-in flotation devices, allowing them to bob vertically at the surface with just their nostrils above water. They can sleep this way for hours, drifting with currents, on land or ice. Walruses pile together in massive groups, sometimes thousands strong, sleeping in heaps of blubber and tusks. Research in the Arctic during 2025 revealed that walruses can stay awake and active for up to 84 hours straight when diving continuously for food on the sea floor, then crash into recovery sleep for up to 19 hours once they return to the surface. This extreme sleep flexibility allows them to take advantage of feeding opportunities whenever and wherever they occur. Like dolphins, walruses can also engage in unihemispheric sleep while swimming, keeping one eye open and one brain hemisphere alert for breathing. Sloths sleep about 10 hours a day in the wild, far less than the 15 to 20 hours scientists once thought. Early studies observed sloths in captivity, where they slept much more, probably from boredom and safety. Wild sloths, tracked with accelerometers in 2024, showed much more activity than expected. They sleep hanging from branches, their curved claws locked around the wood so securely that even dead sloths sometimes remain hanging. Their slow metabolism means they don't need as much rest for energy recovery as more active animals. Sloths have exceptionally low body temperatures for mammals, sometimes as low as 86 degrees Fahrenheit, which allows them to conserve energy, but also means they must carefully regulate when and where they sleep to avoid getting too cold. They prefer to sleep in sun-dappled areas where they can absorb warmth while remaining camouflaged in the canopy. Flamingos sleep while standing on one leg, a behavior that has puzzled scientists for decades. Recent biomechanical studies from 2025 revealed that flamingos actually expend less energy standing on one leg than on two. When they lift one leg and tuck it into their feathers, their body weight shifts to align perfectly over the standing leg, creating a passive, stable structure that requires almost no muscular effort. It's like a self-locking tripod. This position keeps one leg warm and reduces overall heat loss, important for birds that often sleep in cold water. Flamingos can sleep this way for hours, sometimes balancing even in strong winds. They don't sway or wobble because their anatomy creates natural stability. When researchers gently pushed sleeping flamingos, the birds barely moved. The standing leg and body form such a stable configuration that the flamingos could sleep deeply without risk of falling. It's physics, not effort, holding them up. Crocodiles and alligators sleep with one eye open, literally, like dolphins and some birds. They can engage in unihemispheric sleep, keeping one brain hemisphere awake and alert while the other rests. A 2025 study confirmed that crocodiles preferentially keep the eye facing potential threats open while sleeping. If another animal approached from the left eye stayed open more often. This ability allows them to monitor their environment continuously, even during rest. Crocodiles sleep mostly at night, often floating in water with just their nostrils and eyes above the surface, or basking on riverbanks in seeming stillness. But they're never entirely unaware. This vigilance has kept crocodilians successful for over 200 million years, surviving the extinction event that killed the dinosaurs and remaining apex predators today. Sleep, for them, is never full surrender, always a balance between rest and readiness. Chimpanzees build new sleeping nests every single night, using branches, leaves, and vines. They construct comfortable platforms high in trees, carefully selecting flexible branches that won't break under their weight. The process takes about 5 minutes. They bend and weave branches into a circular mattress, then add soft leaves on top as cushioning. Scientists studying chimpanzee sleep in Uganda in 2024 found that chimps consistently choose trees with certain properties. Strong structural branches, few parasites, and good visibility of the surrounding area. They avoid trees with ants or biting insects. Each individual has preferences. Some chimps build elaborate nests with pillows and roofs, while others make simpler platforms. Young chimps learn nest building by watching their mothers, and the quality of their nests improves with practice. Chimps sleep about 9 to 10 hours per night, entering REM sleep and dreaming just like humans. In sleep, we are not so different from our closest relatives. Meerkats take turns standing guard while others sleep. In the early morning, the group huddles together in their burrow, bodies pressed close for warmth. One meerkat stands at the entrance, scanning for predators. Jackals, hawks, snakes. After about an hour, another meerkat takes over guard duty, allowing the sentinel to sleep. This rotation continues throughout the day. The guards don't just watch. They also warm themselves in the sun, which raises their body temperature after the cold desert night. Recent studies show that meerkats vocalize softly while on guard duty, reassuring sounds that tell the sleeping group all is well. If danger approaches, the guard gives a loud alarm bark, and everyone bolts awake and into defensive positions or down into the burrow. This cooperative sleep system allows meerkats to live in one of the most demanding environments on Earth, the African savanna, where predators abound and vigilance means survival. Cooperation makes sleep possible. Sperm whales sleep vertically, hanging motionless in the water column like submarines at anchor. Scientists first observed this behavior by accident in 2008 and have since documented it extensively. The whales drift in groups, heads pointed toward the surface, tails hanging below, completely still for 10 to 20 minutes at a time. During these periods, they don't breathe, don't move, and don't respond to boats passing nearby. It's believed to be the deepest sleep whales experience. A 2024 study using underwater drones captured footage of entire pods sleeping together in vertical formation, synchronized in their stillness. They sleep during the day, between deep dives for hunting squid in the darkness below. Total sleep time for sperm whales appears to be only about 7% of their day, roughly 1 to 2 hours, making them among the shortest sleepers in the animal kingdom. When they wake, they begin swimming again with coordinated movements, as if some internal alarm has gone off simultaneously for the entire group. Honeybees sleep, and their sleep patterns change based on their role in the hive. Young nurse bees, which care for larvae, sleep in brief, scattered naps totaling about 30 seconds every few minutes, just enough to reset their tiny brains between tasks. Forager bees, which fly out to collect pollen and nectar, sleep more deeply at night, often for 6 to 8 hours, and their antennae droop while sleeping as their bodies process the day's learning. A 2025 study discovered that bees deprived of sleep have trouble performing their waggle dance, the complex communication method they use to tell other bees where flowers are located. Sleep helps consolidate spatial memories, allowing bees to remember the location of food sources and navigate back to the hive. Even insects, with brains smaller than a pinhead, need rest to learn and remember. Sleep isn't a luxury, It's a biological necessity across the entire animal kingdom. Octopuses experience something that looks notably like REM sleep. In 2021, researchers first observed octopuses changing colors and textures while sleeping, suggesting they might be dreaming. Follow-up studies in 2024 confirmed that octopuses have two distinct sleep states: quiet sleep, where they remain pale and still, and active sleep, where their skin ripples through vibrant patterns: yellows, browns, blues, and their eyes move beneath closed lids. Active sleep periods last about 1 to 2 minutes and occur every 30 to 40 minutes. Scientists speculate they might be dreaming of hunts, predators, or the complex underwater landscapes they navigate. Octopuses are invertebrates, meaning they evolved separately from vertebrates for over 500 million years. If they dream, it suggests that REM sleep evolved independently at least twice in the history of life on Earth. The octopus mind remains one of the great mysteries, intelligent and alien in ways we're only beginning to understand. Emperor penguins sleep while standing in sub-zero Antarctic temperatures during the breeding season. Males incubate eggs on their feet for up to 64 days without eating, huddled in groups of thousands to conserve warmth. During this time, they sleep in brief intervals, microsleeps, lasting just a few seconds, while shuffling slowly in the huddle to rotate positions. The penguins on the outside gradually move toward the warmer center, and those in the center move outward, ensuring everyone gets time in both positions. A 2024 study using time-lapse photography revealed that this movement is almost constant, creating a slow circulation pattern throughout the colony. Despite sleeping so little and eating nothing for months, the males survive by entering a state of reduced metabolism, similar to torpor. When the chicks finally hatch and the females return from feeding at sea, the males can finally rest, sleeping for extended periods to recover. Hummingbirds enter a state called torpor every night, which is like a mini hibernation. Their metabolic rate drops by up to 95%. Their body temperature plummets from 104 degrees Fahrenheit to as low as 48 degrees Fahrenheit. And their heart rate slows from over 1,200 beats per minute to fewer than 50. In torpor, hummingbirds hang upside down from branches, appearing dead. This substantial energy conservation is necessary because hummingbirds have such high metabolisms during the day. They must eat every 10 to 15 minutes to fuel their rapid wing beats. If they tried to maintain that metabolic rate overnight without eating, they would starve before morning. Torpor allows them to survive the night. Waking up from torpor takes 20 to 60 minutes as they shiver to raise their body temperature back to normal. Research in 2025 found that hummingbirds can adjust how deeply they enter torpor based on how much they ate the previous day. Well-fed birds enter shallower torpor and wake faster. It's a finely tuned survival mechanism perfected over millions of years. Parrotfish create sleeping bags made of mucus. Before settling down for the night on the coral reef, some species secrete a transparent mucus cocoon from glands in their gills. The process takes about 30 minutes. They surround themselves completely in this bubble, which may protect them from parasites and mask their scent from predators like moray eels. In the morning, they break out of the cocoon and often eat parts of it, recycling the mucus rather than wasting it. Not all parrotfish species do this. It seems to be limited to certain types. Scientists still debate whether the mucus is primarily for protection or for another purpose. such as trapping parasites that try to feed on the sleeping fish. A 2024 study suggested the cocoon might also reduce water flow over the fish's gills, allowing for deeper, more restful sleep, whatever the reason. It's one of the strangest and most elaborate sleep preparations in the animal kingdom. Brown bats can lower their heart rate from 400 beats per minute to as few as 25 during hibernation. True hibernation is different from regular sleep. It's a prolonged state of torpor, lasting weeks or months. During this time, bats barely breathe, sometimes going 48 minutes between breaths. Their body temperature drops to match the cave's ambient temperature, often just above freezing. A hibernating bat uses only about 1 to 2% of the energy it would need if awake. This allows them to survive winter when their insect prey disappears. But hibernation isn't continuous sleep. Bats wake periodically, every 10 to 20 days, for a few hours to drink, urinate, and move to different spots in the cave. These arousals are energetically expensive, using up to 80% of their winter fat reserves. Scientists studying white nose syndrome, a fungal disease devastating bat populations, discovered in 2025 that infected bats wake too frequently during hibernation, depleting their energy and starving before spring. Sleep, even in its deepest forms, must be protected. Lions sleep up to 20 hours a day, sprawled in the shade without concern. As apex predators, they have no natural enemies and can afford to rest deeply and frequently. Their sleep is divided into periods of light dozing and deep REM sleep, during which you might see their paws twitching or tails flicking as they dream, perhaps of hunts, territory patrols, or social interactions within the pride. Lions are primarily nocturnal hunters, most active during the cooler hours of dusk and dawn. During the heat of the day, they conserve energy by sleeping. A 2024 study tracking wild lions in Tanzania found that males sleep slightly more than females, possibly because females bear the primary responsibility for hunting. Cubs sleep even more than adults, sometimes 22 hours a day, waking only to nurse and play. Sleep for lions isn't laziness, it's efficiency. Why expend energy when food is scarce and temperatures are high? Better to rest, conserve, and wait for the right moment to act. Fruit bats sleep hanging upside down in massive colonies that can number in the hundreds of thousands. The noise is extraordinary. Squeaking, chattering, jostling for position. Yet somehow, they all manage to sleep. Each bat finds a spot on a branch, wraps its wings around its body like a cloak, and settles in. The dense clustering serves multiple purposes: warmth, protection from predators, and social bonding. Young bats sleep clinging to their mothers' chests, even during flight. As they grow older, they practice hanging on their own, sometimes falling and climbing back up repeatedly until they master the skill. Fruit bats are important pollinators and seed dispersers, and their nighttime feeding flights support entire ecosystems. During the day, they sleep, their metabolism slowed, their bodies resting in preparation for the next night's journey. In the rhythm of their days and nights, they connect forests across continents, sleeping by day, flying by night, weaving the world together in invisible threads of ecological connection. Take a deep breath and feel this. You're an animal too, a warm-blooded creature, breathing, resting, just like the millions of other animals on this planet right now. Somewhere, a bear is settling into its den. Somewhere, an owl is waking for the night hunt. Somewhere, a whale is sinking slowly into ocean darkness. Half asleep, half aware. Feel yourself as part of this living world. One creature among countless others, all seeking rest, safety, warmth. Your body knows these rhythms. The rhythm of day and night, the rhythm of breath, the rhythm of the heart beating steady and slow. Imagine yourself in a peaceful habitat, soft grass beneath you, or warm sand, or cool water holding you gently. Around you, other animals are resting too, each in their own way, all connected by the simple need for sleep. You belong to the animal kingdom. You always have. Now we continue through the gentle facts of life. Alpine swifts hold the record for the longest continuous flight, staying airborne for over 200 days during migration. Research using tiny data loggers confirmed they sleep while flying, taking hundreds of brief sleep episodes, each lasting just a few seconds. Spread throughout the day and night, the total sleep time adds up to only about 40 minutes per day while airborne. The birds seem to function normally on this fragmented sleep schedule, maintaining full cognitive and physical capabilities. When they finally land to breed, they increase their sleep substantially, suggesting they accumulate sleep debt during migration and repay it upon arrival. The ability to fragment sleep into microbursts and still function represents an extreme adaptation that pushes the boundaries of what we thought sleep required. Naked mole rats are among the strangest sleepers in the mammal world. These nearly blind, hairless rodents live in underground colonies in East Africa. They don't have traditional circadian rhythms. They're active and sleep in short bursts throughout the entire day and night with no clear pattern. Instead of sleeping alone, they pile together in communal chambers, sometimes 20 or 30 individuals in a warm, squirming heap. Their body temperature regulation is poor for a mammal, so they huddle for warmth. Research has found that naked mole rats show unusual resistance to sleep deprivation, even when kept awake for extended periods. They display minimal cognitive decline compared to other rodents. Scientists believe this resilience might be related to their unusual metabolism and extreme longevity. Naked mole rats can live over 30 years, far longer than other rodents their size. Their sleep doesn't follow the rules, yet they thrive. Seals sleep underwater, holding their breath for up to 20 minutes while remaining completely motionless on the sea floor. They sink to the bottom, often wedging themselves between rocks to avoid drifting with currents. During these periods, their heart rate drops significantly, from 120 beats per minute to as low as 4 beats per minute, conserving oxygen. Electroencephalogram recordings from sleeping seals show they experience REM sleep even while submerged and not breathing. When oxygen levels get low, they automatically surface, take a few breaths, and sink back down to continue sleeping. Elephant seals, which spend months at sea feeding, sleep for only about 2 hours per day during these trips, one of the lowest sleep requirements of any mammal. But when they return to shore to breed and molt, they sleep up to 10 hours a day, catching up on rest. The ocean demands constant vigilance. Only on land can they fully let go. Desert-dwelling animals face a unique sleep challenge: extreme temperature fluctuations. Kangaroo rats, tiny rodents of the American Southwest, sleep underground during the scorching day, emerging only at night to forage. Their burrows maintain relatively stable, cool temperatures, even when surface temperatures exceed 120 degrees Fahrenheit. They don't drink water, ever. They get all moisture from the seeds they eat and produce highly concentrated urine to conserve every drop. This extreme water efficiency extends to their sleep behavior. They enter brief periods of torpor when food is scarce, reducing their metabolic rate and water needs further. Research in 2024 showed that kangaroo rats can survive indefinitely without drinking, using metabolic water produced during seed digestion and nighttime condensation in their burrows. Sleep, for them, is intertwined with survival strategies honed by one of Earth's harshest environments. Sharks must keep swimming to breathe, or so we once thought. Many species, like great whites and makos, are obligate ram ventilators, meaning they must swim forward constantly to push water over their gills. This raised the question, do sharks ever sleep? The answer is yes, but differently. Recent research confirmed that some sharks enter periods of restful wakefulness, swimming slowly, with reduced brain activity, but never fully unconscious. Other species, like nurse sharks and reef sharks, can pump water over their gills while stationary, allowing them to rest on the ocean floor. A 2025 study using accelerometers on white sharks detected periods of significantly reduced activity at night when the sharks swam in slow, repetitive patterns, possibly a form of sleep-like rest while maintaining enough movement to breathe. Even predators that seem tireless need moments of reduced vigilance, brief windows when the hunt pauses and the body recovers. Snails can sleep for years. When environmental conditions become unfavorable, drought, extreme cold, or lack of food, snails seal themselves inside their shells with a hardened mucus door called an epiphram. In this dormant state, their metabolism slows to almost nothing. They don't eat, don't move, and barely breathe. Some species can remain in this suspended animation for up to 3 years, waiting for better conditions. When rain finally comes or temperatures moderate, they dissolve the epiphram, emerge, and resume normal activity as if no time has passed. This isn't exactly sleep in the neurological sense. It's closer to hibernation or estivation, but it shows how some animals blur the line between sleep, dormancy, and survival mode. Life doesn't always move forward. Sometimes it pauses, waits, and trusts that the world will turn favorable again. Rabbits sleep with their eyes open. Their large eyes are positioned on the sides of their heads, giving them nearly 360-degree vision, essential for spotting predators. Even while sleeping, rabbits often keep their eyes at least partially open, remaining visually alert. They sleep mostly during midday and midnight, the times when predators are least active. Domestic rabbits feel safer and sleep more deeply than wild rabbits, sometimes closing their eyes fully and even flopping onto their sides in total relaxation, a position wild rabbits rarely assume. A sleeping wild rabbit remains crouched, muscles tensed, ready to bolt. Research shows rabbits experience REM sleep, during which they may twitch, grind their teeth softly, or flick their ears. But these REM periods are brief, just a few minutes at a time, because deep sleep means vulnerability. For prey animals, sleep is always a negotiation between the need for rest and the imperative to stay alive. Koalas sleep 18 to 22 hours a day, more than almost any other mammal. This isn't laziness. It's an adaptation to their diet. Eucalyptus leaves are extremely low in nutrition and high in toxic compounds. Koalas have specialized digestive systems to break down these toxins. But the process requires immense energy. Sleeping conserves that energy. They rest in the forks of eucalyptus trees, often in the same spot for days, waking only to feed and occasionally move to a different tree. Their brains are unusually small for their body size. Another energy-saving adaptation. Brain tissue is metabolically expensive. A 2024 study tracking koala sleep patterns found that they enter a very deep sleep during the hottest part of the day, reducing their need to regulate body temperature. On cooler days, they sleep slightly less and feed more. Every aspect of their biology is fine-tuned to extract just enough energy from the poorest quality food. And sleep is central to making that equation work. Box jellyfish, despite having no brain, appear to sleep. In 2017, researchers studying upside-down jellyfish noticed they became less active at night, pulsing more slowly and responding sluggishly to stimuli. When deprived of this nighttime rest, the jellyfish were even less active the following day, suggesting a need for recovery similar to sleep. A 2024 follow-up study confirmed that jellyfish sleep meets the key criteria: reduced activity, decreased responsiveness, and a recovery period if disturbed. This means sleep might be far more ancient than we thought. Not a feature of complex brains, but a fundamental property of nervous systems, even simpler ones. If creatures as primitive as jellyfish sleep, then sleep might have evolved over 600 million years ago, before brains, before eyes, before most of what we consider complex life. Sleep might be as old as nerves themselves, a basic rhythm written into the earliest multicellular life. Ants take hundreds of brief naps throughout the day, each lasting about 1 minute. A 2024 study using high-resolution video tracking discovered that fire ant workers sleep for roughly 4 to 5 hours total per day, but spread across 250 separate naps. Queens, however, sleep for about 9 hours per day in longer, deeper bouts, possibly because they don't face the same constant demands as workers. During these naps, ants' antennae droop and their legs relax, and they don't respond to disturbances as quickly. Sleep seems to be crucial for memory consolidation in ants, just as in bees. Colonies with sleep-deprived workers showed disorganized behavior and reduced foraging efficiency. Even in a superorganism where individuals seem expendable, sleep matters. Each ant, tiny and short-lived, still needs rest to function. The colony's intelligence emerges from millions of small decisions made by rested, functioning individuals. Lizards experience REM sleep, a discovery that surprised scientists in 2016 and has been confirmed repeatedly since. Bearded dragons, a common pet lizard, were found to have brain activity during sleep similar to that of birds and mammals during REM sleep. Their eyes move beneath closed lids, and their bodies twitch slightly. Each REM period lasts about 80 seconds and cycles every few minutes throughout their sleep. This suggests that REM sleep, and possibly dreaming, evolved much earlier than previously thought. Perhaps over 300 million years ago, in the common ancestor of reptiles, birds, and mammals. Lizards sleep mostly at night, finding sheltered spots under rocks or in burrows. Some species bask in the sun before sleeping to raise their body temperature, which helps maintain metabolic processes overnight. Cold-blooded animals must carefully balance warmth, safety, and rest. Sleep, even for a lizard, is part of the complex dance of survival. Cuttlefish change color while sleeping, cycling through the same patterns they display while hunting or hiding during the day. Researchers studying cuttlefish in 2023 and 2024 observed rapid shifts in skin texture and color during sleep, from smooth and pale to rippling and dark, then to mottled camouflage patterns. This strongly suggests they're dreaming, replaying the day's experiences, stalking prey, evading predators, communicating with rivals. Cuttlefish are mollusks, like octopuses, and their intelligence is notable despite having evolved on a completely separate branch of the evolutionary tree from vertebrates. If cuttlefish dream, it means that dreaming, or something very much like it, has arisen independently multiple times in evolutionary history. The experiences of the day don't just fade. They replay, reinforce, and perhaps help the animal learn. Sleep is not passive. It's where the brain makes sense of life. Hibernating ground squirrels can drop their body temperature to below freezing. Arctic ground squirrels in Alaska enter hibernation chambers underground, where temperatures hover around 27 degrees Fahrenheit. Their body temperature drops to as low as 26.4 degrees Fahrenheit. Below the freezing point of water, they survive by supercooling their tissues and relying on metabolic heat production to prevent ice crystals from forming in their cells. Every 2 to 3 weeks, they briefly arouse, shivering violently to raise their body temperature back to normal for 12 to 24 hours before returning to torpor. Scientists discovered in 2025 that these periodic arousals allow the squirrels to catch up on sleep. During torpor, the brain doesn't show normal sleep patterns, so the animals must wake to actually sleep. It's a paradox. They hibernate to conserve energy, but must interrupt hibernation to sleep and maintain brain function. Even in the deepest dormancy, the need for true sleep remains. Newborn killer whales and dolphins don't sleep at all for their first month of life. Calves must swim continuously to the surface to breathe and stay close to their mothers for protection. Interestingly, mothers also significantly reduce their sleep during this period, staying vigilant and active nearly 24 hours a day. A 2024 study observed that dolphin calves began showing brief signs of unihemispheric sleep at around 4 weeks of age, gradually increasing sleep duration as they grew stronger and more coordinated. By 3 months, they slept in patterns similar to adults. This extreme sleep deprivation would be fatal for most mammals, but cetacean mothers and calves manage it through adaptations we're still working to understand. It's one of the most demanding periods of any animal's life. Constant swimming, constant vigilance, no rest, yet they survive. And eventually, sleep returns. Pigeons can sleep during the day in noisy, crowded cities despite the chaos around them. Researchers studying urban pigeons in 2024 found that they sleep with one eye open significantly more often when in busy environments, using unihemispheric sleep to monitor for threats while resting. When they feel safe, tucked under bridges or on quiet rooftops. They close both eyes and sleep more deeply. Pigeons are incredibly adaptable, thriving in environments that would stress most wild birds. They've learned to tune out irrelevant noise, car horns, footsteps, construction, while remaining alert to actual dangers like predators or aggressive humans. Their brains filter the soundscape, identifying what matters and what can be ignored. This cognitive flexibility has allowed pigeons to become one of the world's most successful urban species. Sleep, even in the middle of a city, is possible if you know what to fear and what to trust. If you're still awake, still wandering through the world of animals, sleep with us. That means your curiosity hasn't rested yet, and that's perfectly okay. Take a gentle breath. Feel yourself held by the earth, just like the animals we've been learning about are held by their habitats. Dens, nests, burrows, ocean depths. We're exploring nature's quiet corners together. Every fact is another step deeper into peaceful territory. Some animals sleep for 20 hours, some for 20 minutes. All of them find their rest in their own way, in their own time, just like you will. Let's drift onward. Sleep deprivation affects animals just as severely as it affects humans. In laboratory studies, rats deprived of sleep for extended periods experience immune system collapse, impaired healing, and eventually death within 2 to 3 weeks. Faster than starvation would kill them. Sleep isn't optional. It's essential. A 2025 review of sleep deprivation across species confirmed that every animal studied, from fruit flies to elephants, shows cognitive and physical decline when prevented from sleeping. Memory fails, reaction times slow, and the ability to regulate emotions decreases. Sleep deprivation in wild animals likely leads to increased predation risk, poor hunting success, and reduced reproductive fitness. Evolution has built sleep into every nervous system because the functions it performs, waste clearance from the brain, memory consolidation, immune system maintenance, cannot happen while awake. To be alive with a nervous system is to need sleep. Many animals have evolved transparent eyelids or nictitating membranes that allow them to sleep with their eyes partially protected while still seeing. Fish don't have eyelids at all, but they still rest in states that resemble sleep. Zebrafish, commonly used in research, become still at night and are less responsive to stimuli. If kept awake by gentle water currents, they show signs of sleep debt the next day, swimming less and responding more slowly. A 2024 study mapped the zebrafish sleep cycle and found it notably similar to mammalian sleep, with periods of light and deep rest. This suggests that sleep's core functions are conserved across hundreds of millions of years of evolution. Whether you have eyelids or not, whether you live in water or on land, your brain needs time offline to maintain itself. The method changes, the necessity doesn't. Body size correlates with sleep needs across many species. Generally, smaller animals sleep more than larger ones. Mice sleep about 13 hours a day. Elephants sleep about 2. Researchers believe this relates to metabolic rate. Small animals have faster metabolisms and burn through energy quickly, requiring more downtime for cellular repair. Large animals spend more time eating to fuel their massive bodies, leaving less time for sleep. But there are exceptions. Sloths are relatively small, yet sleep extensively because their low-nutrient diet requires energy conservation. Giraffes are enormous but sleep very little because their body structure makes lying down risky. A 2024 meta-analysis of sleep across mammals found that predation risk, diet, and habitat type matter as much as body size. Sleep duration is shaped by the full ecological context in which an animal lives, not by any single factor alone. Many prey animals have evolved to sleep in synchronized patterns within their groups. Meerkats, zebras, buffalo, and many bird species coordinate their rest so that some individuals are always alert. This collective vigilance allows each individual to sleep more deeply during their turn, knowing others are watching. A 2025 study on wild buffalo herds found that individuals at the center of the group slept more deeply and for longer periods than those on the periphery, who remained more alert and took shorter naps. Over the course of a day, positions rotated, so everyone eventually got time in the safer center. This rotation wasn't random, it was organized, suggesting social structures influence who gets better sleep. Dominant individuals often secured center positions more frequently. Sleep, in social species, isn't just a biological need. It's negotiated through social dynamics and hierarchies. Migrating birds face an extraordinary sleep challenge during their journey. Some species fly non-stop for days or even weeks, crossing oceans with nowhere to land. Bar-tailed godwits fly over 7,000 miles from Alaska to New Zealand without stopping. How do they manage? Research published in 2024 using miniaturized EEG devices showed that migrating songbirds sleep in flight using unihemispheric sleep, similar to frigate birds. They take brief microsleeps, lasting only a few seconds, hundreds of times per night. While airborne, total sleep during migration drops to just 10 to 20% of their normal sleep needs. Interestingly, they don't seem to suffer severe consequences. Upon arrival, they do increase sleep to recover, but not as intensely as expected. Scientists hypothesize that birds may have evolved more efficient sleep processes that allow deeper restoration in shorter periods. Migration rewrites the rules of sleep, and birds have learned to bend them without breaking. Temperature, regulation, and sleep are deeply connected. Most mammals and birds are homeothermic, maintaining constant body temperatures, and their sleep patterns reflect this. To reptiles, amphibians, and fish are ectothermic, relying on external temperatures, which affects when and how they sleep. Snakes sleep more in cooler weather when their metabolism slows. Frogs buried in mud during winter enter a dormant state that's not quite hibernation, but not quite normal sleep either. It's metabolic suppression. A 2025 study on green sea turtles found they rest on the ocean floor at night in water temperatures that match their preferred basking temperature during the day, suggesting they seek thermal comfort even in sleep. Warm-blooded animals can sleep in a wider range of environments because they generate their own heat. But they must also burn calories to maintain that warmth, which influences how long and deeply they sleep. Birds that migrate at night, like thrushes and warblers, exhibit a fascinating phenomenon called zugunruhe, a seasonal restlessness that disrupts normal sleep patterns. During migration season, these birds become hyperactive at night, fluttering in their cages if captive, or taking flight if wild, even when kept in constant light or darkness in laboratory settings. their internal clocks shift, reducing nighttime sleep and increasing nocturnal activity. A 2024 study showed that Zugunruhe is controlled by changes in hormones and brain activity triggered by seasonal changes in day length. The birds don't sleep less overall. They just redistribute their sleep, taking more daytime naps. This internal reprogramming allows them to fly during the cooler, predator-free nighttime hours while resting during the day. It's a complete inversion of their normal schedule, controlled by ancient genetic programs written by millions of years of migration. Sleep helps animals learn and remember. Studies on rats running mazes show that during REM sleep, the same neurons that fired while learning the maze fire again in the same sequence. The brain is literally replaying the experience. Birds learning songs show similar replay during sleep. A young zebra finch listens to its father's song during the day, and at night, the same neural patterns repeat during sleep, strengthening the memory. This process, called memory consolidation, happens across the animal kingdom. A 2025 study on octopuses found that after learning a new foraging task, octopuses showed increased active sleep, the state where they change colors, suggesting memory processing. Sleep isn't downtime. It's when the brain integrates the day's experiences, discards what doesn't matter, and strengthens what does. Learning happens while awake. Understanding happens while asleep. Some animals can choose when to sleep more or less based on environmental conditions. Ducks sleeping in a line at the edge of a pond arrange themselves so that the ducks on the ends, most exposed to predators, sleep with one eye open, facing outward, while ducks in the middle sleep with both eyes closed. The end ducks can be seen switching which eye is open, depending on which direction offers more protection. In laboratory experiments, ducks given the choice will compete for middle positions, where they can sleep more fully. This shows sleep isn't purely reflexive. It's strategic. Animals assess risk, adjust their sleep depth accordingly, and position themselves socially to maximize rest while minimizing danger. Sleep is a behavior, not just a state, and animals actively manage it to survive. The longest recorded period without sleep in any wild animal likely belongs to certain migratory birds and marine mammals during critical life phases. Arctic terns migrate 44,000 miles annually, much of it over open ocean, with nowhere to land, likely sleeping in microseconds-long bursts while gliding. Newborn orcas don't sleep for weeks. Male emperor penguins endure months of minimal sleep while incubating eggs in Antarctica. But measuring sleep in the wild is extraordinarily difficult. What researchers once thought was wakefulness might actually be a form of rest we don't yet fully understand. A 2024 review proposed that some animals may enter local sleep, where parts of the brain rest while others remain active, allowing function without full consciousness. Sleep might not be binary, asleep or awake, but a spectrum, and animals move fluidly along it depending on need. We're still learning what sleep truly is, and animals continue teaching us new answers. Halfway through our journey, breathe slowly and imagine this. You're resting in a place where animals sleep safely. Maybe it's a quiet forest clearing where deer bed down in soft leaves. Maybe it's a sun-warmed rock where lizards close their eyes. Maybe it's the gentle rocking of ocean waves where seals float, belly up, trusting the water to hold them. Imagine the animals around you, going about their rest. not performing for anyone, not aware of being watched, just existing, breathing, sleeping, being. Some are tucked into nests high in trees. Some are curled in underground burrows. Some float in water, half dreaming. You're not disturbing them. You're part of the scene. Accepted. Safe. Belonging. Feel the temperature of this place. The coolness of shade. Or the warmth of sun. Hear the sounds. Wind through leaves. Distant water. The soft breathing of sleeping creatures. Everything is exactly as it should be. This place exists somewhere on Earth right now. Animals are resting there. And in your mind, you're resting there too, held by the same rhythms, protected by the same ancient patterns of day and night. No need to hold on to this image. Just let it wash through you like a gentle wave. Now we continue, together, through their world. Sleep evolved because brains need maintenance. During wakefulness, neurons fire constantly, creating metabolic waste products. In mammals, a system called the glymphatic system activates during sleep, flushing these toxins out of the brain. Cerebrospinal fluid flows through brain tissue, carrying waste into the bloodstream for disposal. A 2024 study using advanced imaging showed this system is 60% more active during sleep than wakefulness. If waste isn't cleared, it accumulates and damages neurons over time, contributing to cognitive decline and neurodegenerative diseases. Sleep is the brain's cleaning cycle. Every animal with a complex nervous system faces this same challenge. Neurons create waste, and waste must be removed. Sleep is nature's solution, refined over hundreds of millions of years. Without it, brains fail. REM sleep, the phase associated with vivid dreaming in humans, appears to serve a unique function related to emotional regulation and memory processing. During REM, the brain is highly active, but the body is paralyzed to prevent us from acting out dreams. This paralysis happens in most mammals and even some birds and reptiles. A 2023 study published in Nature Neuroscience found that during REM sleep, the brain replays emotional experiences, but with reduced activation in the amygdala, the fear center, allowing memories to be integrated without the overwhelming emotional response that accompanied the original experience. A 2025 study on mice found that REM sleep deprivation specifically impaired their ability to extinguish fear memories. They couldn't learn that a previously dangerous situation was now safe. REM might help process emotional experiences, integrating them into long-term memory in a way that reduces their emotional charge. Dreams, in this view, aren't random noise but the brain's way of making sense of feelings, rehearsing responses, and updating its model of the world. Animals that dream might be better equipped to handle the emotional complexity of social life, memory, and survival. Birds and mammals evolved REM sleep independently, yet both groups have it. This suggests REM sleep provides such significant benefits that evolution discovered it twice. The common ancestor of birds and mammals, a reptile-like creature living over 300 million years ago, might have had a simple precursor to REM, or perhaps both lineages invented it separately when their brains reached a certain complexity. A 2024 comparative study found that animals with more complex social structures tend to have more REM sleep. Species that must navigate intricate social hierarchies, remember individual identities, and cooperate in groups, like primates, elephants, dolphins, and corvids, spend more time in REM than solitary species. REM might not just be about memory. It might be essential for social intelligence. To live together, animals must understand each other, and dreams might be where that understanding is built. Hibernation is an extreme form of energy conservation, but it's not just extended sleep. True hibernators like bears, groundhogs, and bats enter a state where their metabolism drops significantly. Their heart rate slows, and body temperature plummets. During hibernation, normal sleep patterns are disrupted. Bears, for example, don't enter deep REM sleep while hibernating. Instead, they remain in a lighter torpor, allowing them to wake quickly if threatened. Smaller hibernators like ground squirrels must periodically arouse to enter true sleep, suggesting the brain still needs sleep's restorative functions, even during hibernation's metabolic slowdown. A 2025 study found that animals deprived of these periodic sleep arousals during hibernation showed cognitive deficits when they emerged in spring. Hibernation saves energy, but sleep saves the mind. The amount of sleep an animal needs is evolutionarily flexible, responding to environmental pressures across generations. In ecosystems where predators were removed, prey animals increased their sleep duration significantly within just a few generations. Without predation pressure, the cost of deep sleep decreased, and natural selection favored individuals who could rest more deeply and recover more efficiently. Sleep duration isn't fixed in a species' DNA. It's constantly being recalibrated by the balance between the benefits of rest and the dangers of vulnerability. A 2024 ecological study found that when prey animals experience just a few years without predator presence, their sleep architecture changed measurably. More time in deep sleep, fewer nighttime awakenings. Evolution can reshape sleep patterns surprisingly quickly when survival conditions shift. Nature constantly calibrates how much rest is worth the risk. The amount of REM sleep an animal experiences correlates with how mature its brain is at birth. Precocial species. Animals born relatively mature, like horses and deer, have less REM sleep as adults. Altricial species, born helpless, like humans, rats, and songbirds, have much more. Newborn humans spend about 50% of their sleep in REM. Adults spend only 20%. REM sleep might be crucial for brain development, building neural connections in the immature brain. As the brain matures, the need for REM decreases. A 2025 study on marsupials, whose young are born extremely underdeveloped, found that joeys in the pouch spend almost all their sleep time in a REM-like state while their brains rapidly develop. Sleep, particularly REM, might be how evolution constructs brains, one dream at a time. Circadian rhythms, internal biological clocks that regulate sleep-wake cycles, are found in nearly every organism on Earth, from bacteria to humans. These clocks are driven by genes that turn on and off in roughly 24-hour cycles, synchronized by environmental cues like light and temperature. Animals isolated in constant darkness still maintain circadian rhythms, proving the clock is internal, not just a response to the sun. A 2024 study found that even animals living in perpetual darkness, like cavefish, retain circadian genes. Though the genes may no longer be functional, this suggests circadian rhythms are ancient, possibly as old as life itself. Before there was sleep, there was time, and living things learned to track it. Sleep evolved later, piggybacking on this pre-existing timekeeping system to create periods of rest synchronized with the Earth's rotation. Some animals sleep more in winter, not because of hibernation but because of shortened daylight. In the Arctic, where summer brings 24-hour daylight and winter brings 24-hour darkness, reindeer lose their circadian rhythms entirely. They sleep in brief bouts scattered throughout the day and night, regardless of light levels. Researchers studying Svalbard reindeer in 2024 found that during the midnight sun period, reindeer were active and feeding almost continuously, sleeping very little. In the polar night, they slept more but still didn't follow a strict schedule. Their internal clocks seemed to disengage, allowing them to respond flexibly to food availability rather than light cues. In an environment where normal rules don't apply, evolution found a way to abandon those rules. Sleep becomes opportunistic, taken whenever possible rather than scheduled. Social animals often synchronize their sleep schedules. Baboon troops sleep together in trees at night, waking and settling at roughly the same time. This synchronization helps with group cohesion and protection. Everyone is alert or vulnerable together, reducing individual risk. But synchronization goes deeper than simple timing. A 2025 study on marmosets found that their brain waves partially synchronized during sleep when sleeping in close contact, much like human couples sharing a bed. This neural synchrony might strengthen social bonds and facilitate communication. Sleep becomes not just an individual need, but a social act, a shared vulnerability that reinforces connection. To sleep beside another is to say, "I trust you to watch over me while I let go." Some animals can sleep through extreme danger. During wildfires, desert tortoises retreat into their burrows and enter a dormant state, lowering their metabolism and breathing rate. They can survive for hours in smoke-filled burrows that would be fatal to most animals. Similarly, wood frogs freeze solid in winter, their hearts stopping completely. Yet they survive and thaw out in spring, resuming normal activity. These aren't sleep in the traditional sense, but show how animals use altered states of consciousness and metabolism to endure conditions that would otherwise be lethal. Sleep, torpor, hibernation, and estivation exist on a spectrum of strategies for reducing metabolic demand and surviving difficult times. Life is flexible, and consciousness is more negotiable than we often think. Marine mammals like whales and seals have evolved notable adaptations to sleep while maintaining breath control. But terrestrial mammals that return to the sea, like hippos, face unique challenges. Hippos spend their days submerged in rivers to stay cool, surfacing every few minutes to breathe. At night, they emerge to graze on land. So when do they sleep? Research using accelerometers in 2024 found that hippos sleep both on land and in water. When submerged, they sleep lightly, surfacing to breathe in an automatic, almost unconscious motion. They don't fully wake. On land, they sleep more deeply. Their brains have adapted to manage breathing during semi-conscious states, allowing rest in an environment that requires constant attention. Evolution doesn't always offer perfect solutions, but it offers workable ones. cobbled together from the pieces available. Migratory species often reduce sleep significantly during migration periods, then recover afterward. Sparrows preparing for migration enter a state of hyperphagia, eating excessively to store fat for the journey, and simultaneously reduce their sleep by up to 60%. A 2024 study found that during migration, these birds showed minimal signs of sleep deprivation despite sleeping only a few hours per day. Once migration ended, they returned to normal sleep patterns without an apparent rebound period of extra sleep. This suggests that sleep pressure can be suppressed or overridden by other biological imperatives when survival demands it. Sleep is essential, but in the short term, it can be deferred. The long-term costs, if any, remain unclear. Perhaps some animals have learned to manage sleep's demands flexibly when circumstances require it. Play behavior in young animals happens mostly when they're well rested. Puppies, kittens, and young primates engage in play, chasing, wrestling, exploring, primarily after sleep periods. Play is thought to be crucial for developing motor skills, learning social rules, and practicing survival behaviors. But play is also energetically expensive and requires alertness and coordination. A 2025 study on young meerkats found that sleep-deprived juveniles played significantly less and performed more poorly in play fighting, suggesting sleep directly impacts their ability to learn through play. Sleep prepares the young brain for the work of childhood. Learning to be a competent adult. Without rest, learning falters, and development stalls. Sleep isn't just recovery, it's preparation. Some fish exhibit behavior that looks like sleep, but happens with their eyes open and while still swimming. Zebrafish reduce activity at night, settling near the bottom of their tanks, but don't stop moving entirely. They respond more slowly to stimuli, and if kept awake, they show a sleep rebound the next day. Parrotfish, as mentioned earlier, create mucus cocoons. Sharks that must swim to breathe maintain slow, rhythmic motion. A 2024 review proposed that behavioral quiescence, a state of reduced activity and responsiveness, might be the original form of sleep, predating the complex brainwave patterns we associate with mammalian sleep. Sleep might have started as simple stillness, a period of reduced energy expenditure, and only later evolved into the neurologically complex process we see in mammals and birds. Stillness came first. Dreams came later. Elephants' short sleep duration might be linked to their need for food and safety. In the wild, elephants must eat up to 18 hours a day to sustain their enormous bodies. They also face threats from poachers and predators, especially when lying down. A 2024 study tracking wild elephants in Kenya found that they sleep lying down only about once every 3 to 4 days, and only in locations they perceive as extremely safe. Most sleep occurs standing up in light, fragmented bouts. Despite this minimal sleep, elephants show impressive cognitive abilities, long-term memory, problem-solving, social intelligence. This raises the question, do elephants need less sleep, or have they simply evolved to function on very little? Perhaps their sleep is incredibly efficient, accomplishing in 2 hours what other animals need 8 hours to achieve. The evolution of sleep is tied to the evolution of neurons. The simplest animals with nervous systems, jellyfish, hydras, show sleep-like states. suggesting sleep appeared very early in the history of complex life. As nervous systems became more complex, so did sleep. Worms have simple rest periods. Insects have clear sleep with specific brain states. Vertebrates have elaborately structured sleep with distinct stages. A 2025 study mapping sleep across the animal kingdom found that the complexity of sleep correlates with brain size and neuron number. More neurons mean more metabolic waste, more need for maintenance, and more complex sleep architecture to manage it all. Sleep scales with the brain. As brains grew larger and more powerful, sleep had to evolve alongside them to keep those brains functioning. Beyond basic thermoregulation, temperature affects sleep quality in subtle ways. Desert-dwelling lizards actively seek warm sleeping spots, basking before rest to elevate body temperature, ensuring their metabolism remains high enough for normal sleep processes during the cool night. This thermal preparation for sleep shows that cold-blooded animals don't just respond to temperature, they plan around it, choosing locations that will support rest hours before they close their eyes. A 2024 study on green iguanas found that they select sleeping sites based not just on safety, but on thermal properties that will keep them warm through the night. Cold-blooded animals can't just close their eyes anywhere. They must choose locations that will support rest. Sleep, for them, requires planning. Every aspect of their environment, temperature, safety, comfort, must align before they can let go. Some birds sleep while perched on thin branches without falling, thanks to a tendon-locking mechanism in their feet. When a bird lands and bends its legs to perch, tendons in the feet automatically tighten, curling the toes around the branch and locking them in place. The bird doesn't need to use muscle power to grip. The weight of its body does the work. This allows birds to sleep deeply without risk of falling. Bats have a similar system but inverted, allowing them to hang upside down effortlessly. These anatomical adaptations make sleep possible in places that would seem impossibly precarious. Evolution solves problems with elegant simplicity. Give the body a way to lock itself in place, and sleep can happen anywhere. Nocturnal animals have sleep schedules opposite to diurnal animals, but their brains undergo the same processes. Owls, bats, and rodents are active at night and sleep during the day, yet they still experience light sleep, deep sleep, and REM cycles just like humans. A 2025 study comparing the sleep of nocturnal and diurnal mammals found no significant difference in sleep quality or structure, only timing. This suggests that the core functions of sleep are independent of when it occurs. Whether you sleep at night or during the day doesn't matter to your brain. What matters is that sleep happens. Circadian rhythms dictate timing, but sleep's purpose transcends the clock. Day and night are just labels. Rest is universal. Some species undergo notable changes in sleep patterns over their lifespans. Newborn humans sleep 16 to 18 hours a day, mostly in REM. By adulthood, that drops to 7 to 9 hours with only 20% REM. Elephants, dolphins, and many other species show similar patterns. The young sleep more and differently than adults. This suggests that sleep serves different purposes at different life stages. In infancy, sleep builds the brain. In adulthood, sleep maintains it. In old age, sleep often becomes fragmented and less restorative, though we don't fully understand why. A 2024 study on aging mice found that their deep sleep decreased significantly, and this correlated with cognitive decline. Sleep quality, not just quantity, matters for maintaining brain health across a lifetime. Group-living animals sometimes designate sentinels, individuals who stay awake to watch for predators while others sleep. Meerkats, prairie dogs, and many bird species exhibit this behavior. Sentinels rotate shifts, ensuring everyone eventually gets rest. But being a sentinel isn't entirely selfless. Research shows that sentinels often position themselves near food sources or in locations that offer first access to escape routes. They're helping the group, but they're also ensuring their own safety. A 2025 study on dwarf mongooses found that individuals who served as sentinels received more grooming and social support from the group, suggesting that vigilance is rewarded socially. Sleep becomes negotiated through the social contract. I'll watch while you sleep, but you'll owe me later. Even rest is woven into the fabric of cooperation and reciprocity. Some animals can delay sleep onset in response to immediate dangers. If a predator is nearby, prey animals can suppress their sleep drive for hours or even days until the threat passes. This ability to override sleep is mediated by stress hormones like cortisol and adrenaline, which keep the brain alert and the body ready to flee. But this override has limits. Eventually, sleep pressure becomes overwhelming, and the animal must rest, even if conditions aren't ideal. A 2024 study on wild rabbits found that chronic predation pressure led to fragmented, low-quality sleep and increased stress hormone levels, which in turn reduced reproductive success and lifespan. Sleep can be delayed, but it can't be denied indefinitely. The debt comes due, and the cost is paid in health, survival, and offspring. Fish that live in schools synchronize their movements even while resting. At night, schools of fish settle near the ocean floor or in reef crevices, but they don't scatter. They remain loosely grouped, moving in gentle, coordinated waves. This coordination continues even in a sleep-like state, suggesting that collective behavior is so deeply ingrained it persists into rest. A 2025 study using underwater cameras found that fish schools maintain their formations during rest by responding to the movements of immediate neighbors. Much like how they swim during the day, no individual fish is fully in control. The group moves as one emergent entity. Sleep, for schooling fish, is never truly solitary, even in rest. They remain part of the whole. Dolphins and whales have been observed protecting sleeping pod members. Researchers have documented cases where dolphins form protective circles around a sleeping individual, swimming slowly and keeping watch. If danger approaches, they nudge the sleeping dolphin awake and the group flees together. This cooperative behavior shows that sleep in social marine mammals isn't just an individual concern. It's a communal responsibility. A 2024 study on sperm whale pods found that younger whales were more often found in the center of sleeping formations, with older, more experienced adults on the periphery. This protective positioning ensures the vulnerable get better rest, while experienced members maintain vigilance. Sleep in the ocean is a shared responsibility. The need for sleep seems universal among animals with nervous systems, but the reasons why remain partially mysterious. We know sleep clears metabolic waste, consolidates memories, regulates emotions, and supports immune function. But why couldn't evolution find a way to do all this while awake? Why must consciousness be suspended? A leading theory from 2025 suggests that neurons can't clean themselves while actively firing. The physical act of signaling creates waste, and the cleaning process requires those same neurons to be quiet. Sleep is the price of having a brain. The more complex your nervous system, the more maintenance it requires. And the only way to perform that maintenance is to shut down conscious operations temporarily. Sleep isn't a design flaw. It's a design necessity. Consciousness and maintenance can't happen simultaneously, so life alternates between them, creating the rhythm we call waking and sleeping. You might be feeling tired now. That's exactly right. Breathe slowly and think about cycles. Animals live in cycles, day and night, season and season, life and death and life again, migration and return, hunting and rest, waking and sleeping. Nothing in nature stays the same forever. Nothing in nature needs to. Right now, all over the world, animals are waking as others sleep. Nocturnal creatures stretch and prepare to hunt. Diurnal animals curl into nests and dens. The earth turns, and sleep and wakefulness pass like waves across the globe. Whales surface and dive. Bats emerge from caves. Birds settle onto branches, each species following its own rhythm, perfectly adapted to its life, its needs, its world. You are also part of these natural rhythms. Your body knows them. The cycle of breath, the cycle of waking and sleeping, the cycle of energy rising and falling. You don't need to fight the tide. Just let it carry you. Like animals settling into dens, nests, burrows, ocean depths. You can settle too. There's no schedule you must follow except your own body's ancient knowing. It's calling you toward rest now, and you can trust that call. We're almost there now, almost home. Sleep connects all living things with nervous systems, from the tiniest fruit fly to the largest blue whale. Every creature needs rest. The mechanisms vary: unihemispheric, torpor, full unconsciousness. But the need is universal. We are all built from the same evolutionary blueprints, modified over millions of years to fit different lives, but still sharing the fundamental truth. To think is to need sleep. In sleep, we are equal. Fruit flies, despite their tiny brains, show sleep patterns notably similar to mammals. They have periods of rest where they're hard to wake, and if deprived of sleep, they show a rebound effect, sleeping more the next day. Scientists study fruit fly sleep to understand the genetic basis of rest. Over 80% of genes involved in human sleep have equivalents in flies. Sleep is so ancient, so fundamental, that its genetic code has been conserved across 500 million years of evolution. Manatees sleep while floating just below the water surface, rising every few minutes to breathe. Their sleep is fragmented into short periods, and they seem to sleep with half their brain at a time. Like dolphins, these gentle giants drift in warm coastal waters, grazing on seagrass and resting in the safety of shallow bays. Their slow movements, low metabolism, and peaceful demeanor make them seem perpetually calm, as if they exist in a state halfway between waking and dreaming. Arctic foxes sleep curled into tight balls, their bushy tails wrapped around their noses to conserve warmth. they dig dens in snow or permafrost, creating insulated chambers where temperatures remain significantly warmer than the harsh outside cold. During blizzards, they may sleep for days, emerging only when the storm passes. Their bodies slow down in sleep, conserving precious energy in an environment where food is scarce and survival is measured in calories saved. Hamsters are champion sleepers, resting up to 14 hours a day in their burrows. They wake periodically to eat from their stored food caches, then return to sleep. In captivity, hamsters adjust their schedules to avoid disturbances, sleeping when their environment is quiet. Wild hamsters in the Syrian deserts emerge only at dusk and dawn, avoiding the extreme heat of day and the cold of night. Sleep for them is not just rest, it's a survival strategy in a demanding environment. Ostriches sleep with their necks stretched out on the ground, entering brief periods of REM sleep lasting only a few minutes. Most of their sleep is light, with their heads up and eyes partially open. When they do enter deep sleep, they're notably vulnerable, which is why it happens so rarely and briefly. A 2024 study found that ostriches in safe, enclosed environments sleep more deeply than wild ones, showing that even the world's largest bird adjusts its sleep based on perceived danger. Squirrels sleep in nests called drays, woven from twigs and leaves high in trees. They sleep curled up, tails wrapped around their bodies for warmth. In winter, some squirrel species enter torpor, reducing their body temperature and heart rate, waking every few days to eat from stored food. Others remain active, relying on their food caches and thick winter fur. Sleep for squirrels is seasonal, flexible, and always connected to the availability of food. Penguins huddle together in massive groups during Antarctic winter, rotating positions so everyone gets time in the warm center. They sleep standing up, often while incubating eggs on their feet. The entire huddle sways gently, a slow, coordinated movement that redistributes warmth. Males sleep very little during the months-long incubation period, surviving on stored fat. When females return, the males finally rest, sleeping for extended periods to recover. Hedgehogs hibernate for up to 6 months in cold climates, curling into tight, spiky balls in nests of leaves. Their body temperature drops close to freezing, and their heart rate slows significantly. They wake occasionally to drink and relieve themselves, then return to hibernation. In warmer climates, hedgehogs remain active year-round, sleeping during the day and foraging at night. Their sleep is adaptable, shaped by the climate in which they live. Sea anemones, which have no brain, still exhibit sleep-like behavior. They reduce their activity at night, closing their tentacles and becoming less responsive to stimuli. If disturbed repeatedly during this rest period, they become sluggish the next day, suggesting they need this downtime to function properly. Sleep might not require a brain. It might be a property of neurons themselves, a basic rhythm built into any nervous system, no matter how simple. Baby sea turtles, after hatching on beaches, scramble to the ocean and begin swimming continuously for days, traveling far from shore to reach safer feeding grounds. During this intense journey, they don't seem to sleep at all. Once they reach the open ocean, they begin resting at the surface, sleeping while floating. Their first days of life are sleepless, driven by instinct and danger. and only when safety is reached does rest become possible. Polar bears dig dens in snow, where pregnant females give birth and sleep through much of the winter with their cubs. The den is notably warm compared to the outside, insulated by snow and the bear's body heat. The mother doesn't eat for months, surviving on fat reserves while her cubs nurse and grow. She sleeps lightly, waking frequently to care for the cubs. When spring comes, the family emerges, and the mother finally eats again after months of fasting. Crows and ravens sleep in communal roosts, sometimes gathering in the thousands. They fly to the same roosting sites every evening, settling into trees in noisy, chaotic masses before finally quieting down for the night. This behavior offers safety in numbers, more eyes to watch for predators, and possibly social benefits. Young crows learn roost locations from older birds, passing down traditional sleeping sites across generations. Sleep, for corvids, is a social event, a nightly reunion. Chameleons sleep clinging to branches with their feet and tail, their colors fading to pale greens and grays. Their eyes close independently, and they become notably still. Sleep makes them vulnerable. They can't change color as quickly to camouflage or flee, so they choose sleeping spots carefully, favoring thin branches that predators can't easily navigate. Their sleep is light, and they wake instantly at the slightest vibration. Butterflies rest at night, clinging to the undersides of leaves or tucked into bark crevices. They don't sleep in the way mammals do. They don't have the brain structures for it, but they enter a state of inactivity where their metabolism slows. Monarch butterflies migrating thousands of miles rest in trees at night, clustering together in massive orange and black clouds. In the morning, they warm their wings in the sun before continuing the journey. Kangaroos sleep lying down, often on their sides with legs stretched out. They rest mostly during the heat of the day, becoming active at dawn and dusk. In groups, some kangaroos remain more alert than others, a loose form of sentinel behavior. Joeys sleep in their mother's pouch, rocked by her movements, warm and protected. Sleep for marsupials begins in the pouch and eventually transitions to the open ground, a journey from total safety to vigilant rest. Wolves sleep curled in tight balls, noses tucked under their tails to conserve heat. They often sleep in groups, bodies touching, sharing warmth. Alpha pairs may sleep slightly apart from the pack, and subordinate wolves position themselves carefully, respecting social hierarchies even in rest. Wolves can sleep almost anywhere, on snow, bare ground, in dens, adapting to the harsh conditions of their territories. Sleep is brief and flexible, taken between hunts and travels. Starfish don't have brains, but they do have a simple nervous system, and research suggests they rest. They become less active at certain times, moving more slowly and responding less to stimuli. If this rest is disturbed, they show decreased activity the next day. Even creatures we barely recognize as animals seem to need downtime. The boundary between sleep and simple rest blurs in the simplest creatures, suggesting that rest itself is more fundamental than we realize. Swans sleep on water, tucked into floating positions with their heads turned back and resting on their backs. They can sleep this way for hours, drifting gently. On land, they sleep similarly, one leg tucked up, head resting on their body. Cygnets sleep nestled under their parents' wings, protected from cold and predators. Even in sleep, swans maintain their grace, floating like dreams on the water's surface. Alligators and crocodiles often sleep with their mouths open, a behavior called gaping that helps regulate body temperature. They bask in the sun, heating up, then open their mouths to release excess heat. They sleep in this position, sometimes for hours, looking fierce but actually deeply relaxed. Their vigilance never fully disappears, though one eye often remains slightly open, monitoring the environment. Sleep for reptiles is always a balance between rest and survival. Ferrets sleep up to 18 hours a day, often in deep, limp sleep where they can be picked up and handled without waking. They enter REM sleep frequently, twitching and making small noises as they dream. Domesticated ferrets feel safe enough to sleep this deeply, but wild ferrets sleep less and more cautiously. Safety transforms sleep, turning it from brief, anxious rest into deep, restorative slumber. Turtles sleep underwater, wedged into rocks or hiding in vegetation. Some can absorb oxygen through their skin while submerged, allowing them to stay underwater for hours. Others must surface periodically to breathe, even while sleeping. Turtles have been around for over 200 million years, and their sleep has adapted to countless environments, from ocean depths to desert burrows. They carry their homes on their backs and sleep wherever they feel safe enough to stop. Houseflies sleep at night, often hanging upside down from ceilings or perched on walls. Their sleep is brief, just a few hours, and easily disturbed. Yet sleep deprivation affects them noticeably. Tired flies make poorer decisions, move more slowly, and have reduced lifespans. Even insects, with lives measured in weeks, need rest to function. Sleep scales down to the smallest lives, as essential for a fly as for an elephant, just compressed into a shorter existence. Gorillas build new sleeping nests every night. Much like chimpanzees, they bend branches and gather leaves to create soft, cushioned platforms on the ground or in trees. Infants sleep with their mothers, and as they grow, they begin building their own nests nearby. Gorillas sleep about 12 hours per night, entering deep sleep in the safety of their nests. The act of nest building might be a calming pre-sleep ritual, a way of creating safety and comfort before letting go into rest. Humans are animals too. We share the same fundamental need for sleep, the same brain structures cycling through rest and wakefulness, the same vulnerability when we close our eyes. We build nests as beds. We seek warmth and safety. We dream and wake renewed. Our sleep connects us to the dolphins half awake swimming, the birds' perched rest, the elephants' brief naps under stars. We are part of the unbroken thread of life on Earth. In dreams, we are all creatures seeking rest beneath the same sky. And so, our quiet journey through the world of animal sleep comes to a gentle close. We've traveled from dolphins sleeping with half their brains awake, to flamingos balancing on one leg in perfect stillness, discovering along the way that sleep is not one thing, but 1,000 adaptations, each creature finding its own way to rest. From the horse standing guard over sleeping herd mates, to the octopus changing colors in what might be dreams, to the sperm whale hanging vertically in ocean silence. we've glimpsed how sleep connects every thinking being on Earth. We've met creatures that sleep for seconds and creatures that sleep for months. Animals that dream and animals that simply rest. Beings that sleep alone and beings that sleep together in warmth and connection. And in all of them, we've seen ourselves, our own need for rest, our own vulnerability in sleep, our own understanding that the world will still be here when we wake. Animal sleep reminds us that rest is not weakness but wisdom. Much of the world's most important work happens in stillness. Brains cleaning themselves, memories settling into place, bodies healing, dreams processing the day's experiences. These creatures teach us that sleep is not time wasted, but time invested in tomorrow. Without them sleeping in their own ways, the world would lose its rhythms. Nocturnal hunters would never rest. Migrating birds would fall from the sky. Ocean mammals would sink in exhaustion. By honoring their need for sleep, we remember our own. We are not machines. We are animals, beautifully and necessarily imperfect, requiring darkness and stillness to function in the light. In these final moments, take the deepest breath you can. Think about connection. Every animal, past, present, sleeping, waking, connected through the web of life on Earth. You are not separate. You are one thread in a tapestry older than memory. The animals we explored tonight, each one a miracle of evolution, a solution to the challenge of existence. They swim, fly, crawl, run through a world that is also your world. You share this planet with millions of species, each one finding its own way to live, to rest, to be. Some sleep with one eye open. Some sleep in groups for warmth. Some sleep hanging upside down. Some sleep floating in water. All of them vulnerable in their own way. All of them finding ways to rest in a world that never stops moving. You can rest too. Let your entire being dissolve into this community of creatures, into the knowledge that you belong to something larger than yourself, into the peace of kinship with all living things. You are an animal. You need sleep, and that's not just okay. It's beautiful. Prepare for deep sleep. No boundaries left between you and rest. Only peace. Only breath. Only the soft darkness welcoming you home. If this gentle journey through the animal kingdom helped you relax or feel connected to the natural world tonight, consider sharing it with someone else who loves animals. A soft like, subscribe, or quiet share helps other curious souls discover this peaceful space. It might be exactly what their restless mind needs to finally let go and drift. One quiet tap, one peaceful night, one sleepy soul at a time. But there's no need to do anything now. Nothing at all. You've traveled far tonight through the sleeping world of animals. You can allow these thoughts of sleeping creatures to fade now, like waves retreating from shore, leaving only smooth sand and peaceful calm behind. Let your breathing deepen. Let your body feel heavier, like sinking slowly through warm water, weightless and safe. If sleep comes, let it carry you like ocean currents, rocking sleeping whales, smoothly, inevitably, into the realm where consciousness dims and dreams begin their gentle work. If your eyes are still open, another animal journey waits for you in the queue, ready to continue. But if they're closed, stay there, Stay in the soft darkness where dolphins also rest, half awake and half dreaming, where horses doze standing, where birds tuck heads beneath wings, where all creatures find their own way into peace. Tomorrow, animals will still be sleeping their unique sleeps all over the world. The dolphins will still swim while dreaming. The bats will still hang in caves. The lions will still sprawl in the shade. The rhythms will continue, ancient and unbreakable. But tonight belongs to stillness. Sleep well, gentle soul, and remember, you too are an animal, evolved to rest, to dream, to wake renewed. You belong here, among all sleeping things. Relax, listen, and drift with the animal kingdom. Good night.